Your mind is your main resource, so be very careful about the kind of advice you allow to enter it and from whom it comes. Just as we put locks on doors to prevent unwanted people from entering, we need to protect our minds to prevent undesirable messages from contaminating them. We all have within us a winner and a loser who are in constant conflict. It's about mastering the mind in such a way that the emotion of winning is greater than the fear of losing. 99% of success depends on your mental attitude and how you face life. The most powerful asset we possess is our mind. Financial freedom is not just about money, but about a mental, emotional, and educational process. Wealth is a state of mind. The recommendation is clear. Invest in your mind and your pockets will fill up. Your wealth or poverty results from who you are, not from what you gain or lose. It is a matter of mentality and life philosophy, of how you face problems and reality. Ultimately, it is a matter of attitude. Money without financial intelligence is quickly lost. Likewise, the lack of money with financial intelligence allows for recovery sooner or later. Therefore, what matters is learning how the money game works. People are poor because they know nothing about money. In school, we learn to work for money instead of learning how to make money work for us. That's the power of money, and ignorance of it explains why there are so many smart people in the world who are poor. Never say, "I can't afford it," and change it to, "How can I get it?" The first invokes sadness, distrust, leading to hopelessness and sometimes depression. The second question opens up possibilities, emotions, and dreams. I say this several times in all my lectures. There are no limits, the only limits are in the mind. The phrase, "One can't turn strong people into weak, blind into people who can see, sad and unhappy," makes the brave become cowardly, takes the genius out of wit and limits the students of that great person who lives within us. Words are energy, they create reality, so we must be very careful with them. It's all a matter of studying, trying, failing, learning, continuing to try without giving up until you find the desired path. If you really want to make money, do not allow yourself to make excuses and strive to find alternatives to achieve it. The number one factor in being rich is having the determination to want to be an asset is something that puts money in your pocket. A liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. That is actually all you need to know if you want to be rich. Simply spend your life building assets. The pursuit of financial freedom involves earning more, spending less, and living better. To achieve this, it is necessary to focus on building a set of assets that generate enough recurring income to cover all expenses, whether you are working or not. This is a fundamental difference between some people and others. Financially prosperous people focus on their asset column, while the rest focus on their income column. It's the difference between working to earn money and allowing money to work for you. Money will not bring happiness if you are already an unhappy person. Although money is important for everything, its absence has a greater negative impact below a certain level than its positive impact above that level. Below that level, a shortage of money causes unhappiness. However, above a certain level, the presence of money no longer contributes to happiness. Happiness is primarily an inner state, related to your own essence. From a specific point, it varies for each person. If you are not at peace with yourself, more money will not bring lasting satisfaction. It may temporarily satisfy your dissatisfaction, but it will never structurally solve the problem. If the intention is to make money to stand out or prove your worth, money will never bring happiness. Discipline offers a good quality of life. My poor dad believed that money made someone rich. My rich dad claimed that financial habits were what truly enriched a person. There are two particularly important financial habits. Firstly, the habit of saving to invest in the future. No matter how much money you earn, it is essential to be disciplined and set aside a monthly percentage of earnings without excuses. A crucial difference between the rich and others is that the former acquire luxuries through investments, i.e. passive income. Meanwhile, the rest acquire luxuries by spending active income first. Therefore, the ability to save is limited. A long-term mindset must be adopted, and one must be a long-distance runner. The second important habit is investment. Money should be invested, considering that interest generates more interest. This is the magic formula of compound interest. The larger the capital, the greater the base upon which new earnings are calculated. And for this, time is the best ally. The sooner you start, the sooner you will achieve financial freedom with much less effort. From my rich dad, I learned about financial intelligence, which allowed me to discern and not be deceived about how to truly achieve the lasting wealth that everyone dreams of. I don't know about you, but I know the feeling of being on the brink of bankruptcy and despair. Now I have achieved happiness, comfort, and most importantly, financial freedom. I achieved all this because I discovered long ago that there are 8 lies about money perpetuated by corrupt elites with control over schools and dishonest banks to keep most people in poverty. The first lie about money is that job security is crucial. They say you need a job. When I was young, my rich dad told me that I needed to go to school to get a good job. For him, having a stable job was the most important thing in life. However, even though he worked hard in every job he had, my rich dad never progressed. His job was a barrier to success. My rich dad, on the other hand, never had a conventional job. Yet, he was rich and successful. He understood that the idea of seeking a job was a lie about money. Instead of looking for a job, he created them. Instead of working for someone else, he worked for himself. Instead of paying high taxes, he used tax laws to his advantage to enrich himself. My poor dad, like most people, was conditioned from birth to be an employee. My rich dad challenged this mindset and became an entrepreneur, putting his money to work alongside the wealthy. The second lie about money is that the secret to success is hard work. My poor dad worked hard all his life. He went to school because he was told to go, got a job because he was taught to do so, worked hard because that was expected of him. However, he faced financial difficulties throughout his life, which sometimes made him unhappy. My rich dad said that instead of working hard, we should work smart. Working smart doesn't just mean getting others to work for you, but also motivating them to work hard for your benefit. Additionally, it involves making money work for you, rather than the other way around. Instead of striving too hard for money, you should work smart so that money works hard for you. That's what the rich do. As Warren Buffett says, take advantage of what you know and wealth will be there. The third lie about money is that all debt is bad. The rich have debts, often in large amounts, but they have assets that cover these considerable loans. In fact, the rich not only have debts but use them to become richer. The difference between the rich and the poor regarding debt lies in understanding the reasons behind them. There are 2 types of debt: bad debt and good debt. Bad debt is the one that impoverishes you, like excessive credit cards and loans to buy cars, among others. This is the type of loan used to acquire liabilities. Good debt is the one that contributes to wealth, like loans to invest in properties or acquire equipment for your business that will provide a return. This is the type of loan used to acquire assets. A simple example of good debt is my ownership of real estate. With a bank loan, I can acquire a property by investing only a small percentage of my own pocket. Then, I rent out the property and my tenant pays the cost of my loan while putting money in my pocket. It's possible to get loans that pay for themselves. The fourth lie is that the government will take care of you when you retire. Many people like to believe this lie, thinking that because the country has a considerable reserve, it will take care of them due to contributions to the retirement fund and Social Security. This is completely mistaken. Do not trust this lie about money. The government cannot take care of you, only you can. The fifth lie is that money is not that important. Although it's true that money isn't everything, it is incredibly important. The saying, "money can't buy happiness," is scientifically incorrect. Studies have measured happiness in various ways, including subjective responses, mental health, and individual economic behavior. The result is clear. Money contributes to peace of mind at home and increases happiness. The sixth lie about money is that money is the root of all evil. The idea that money is not important stems from a belief in its malicious nature, often expressed by those who do not possess it. My poor dad, in his later days, was not a very happy person. Although money couldn't solve everything, I am convinced that if he had been more financially stable, he would have been happier. The seventh lie is that the rich are stingy. Once again, those who do not have money like to point to the rich as the cause of their problems, associating feelings of dislike and negative labels. Although wealth can lead to corruption, it's important to reiterate that money is just a tool. Wealth can be the reward for working and investing smartly, just as the physical fitness of a marathon runner is the reward of a focused exercise regimen. The eighth lie about money is that higher education is always the answer. When I was young, My poor dad always said that the best way to achieve success was by going to school. I thought it was the key to getting a good job. However, my poor dad, despite being one of the most educated people I knew, always complained about money and unhappiness in his job. On the other hand, my rich dad did not have a college degree but was extremely rich and successful. He argued that school teaches you to be an employee and that if you want to be rich, you should not rely on school. This doesn't mean that education isn't important. The basic education acquired during compulsory schooling is fundamental for everything that comes after. And if you want to become a teacher, lawyer, or doctor, then obviously you will need to attend university. However, in school, you won't learn about how money works. Education, especially in Latin America, does not instruct students on how to live autonomously. Instead, it teaches us to be employees rather than entrepreneurs, turns us into workers rather than innovators. Do not believe what we have been told since childhood, that God prefers us to be poor. Many of those who are rich today have gone through times when they had little or nothing to eat. That was the turning point for them to achieve their current success. Understand that as long as you are hungry, your mind will remain alert to solve that problem, conflicting with what has been programmed. Thus, those who do not want you to become rich will try to induce fear and satisfy your hunger. This is where the news and recommendations to seek a secure job come in. The educational system is designed to teach you to be an employee, a doctor, a lawyer, or a specialist, but it rarely addresses knowledge about money. It is structured to keep people as much as possible in the middle class or in poverty. Many people say they can't afford something. Do you think I'm made of money? I can't afford that. I don't earn enough money to buy this or that. Therefore, their words become reality. In contrast, my rich dad, instead of saying he couldn't afford it, questioned how he could afford it, how he could accomplish it, and so on. Pay close attention. Poverty will always be present among those who declare it, because that's where it begins. Words become reality. A question opens the mind, while a statement closes it. So when you say you can't afford it, the mind closes, and you become what you say. Einstein stated that imagination is more important than knowledge, but knowledge empowers imagination. Poor people are often seen as selfish, focused on their own problems and complaints. In contrast, the rich become rich by ceasing to be selfish and by solving other people's problems, creating value. An example is, if you care about cancer, which affects thousands of people, and if you could cure that cancer today, you would become a millionaire. Unlike ventures where money is important, investing in yourself is not just about money, but about acquiring knowledge, forming habits, and strategies to improve the quality of life, to leave behind the selfishness of poverty and enter the fascinating world of personal and financial success. There are 4 important points. 1. Program yourself by visualizing success. Just like in children's sports, where they're asked to imagine winning the trophy, successful entrepreneurs dedicate time to visualization, creating, and mentally exploring. Practice strengthens creativity and the ability to create abundance. With a solid vision for success, start your day early. This doesn't mean waking up at 3 a.m., but adjusting your schedule to start the day earlier. Successful entrepreneurs are often early risers. Begin the day by visualizing your goals and objectives, providing an organized and focused way to ensure success. 2. Keep things simple. Contrary to common belief, the rich and successful value simplicity. Keeping things simple is a key to success. 3. Invest in yourself. Acquire knowledge, form healthy habits, and strategies that improve your quality of life. Investing in yourself is essential for achieving personal and financial success. 4. Maintain curiosity, embrace stress. It can be a barrier to success. Successful people recognize this and ensure they are always busy. That's why we hear about the rich working 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. They do it because they want to. They find happiness in doing something they love. I encourage you to adopt one or more of these 4 points and incorporate them into your daily routine if you want to become a successful and wealth-creating person.